This week on The Splash, we explore some of our local walking trails. Then we get an update on traffic around the area. And later, we discover how our local community remains safe. The Splash is a production of Civic Center TV. We're a news magazine that covers everything from local news to feature stories, all so that we can bring you the latest from the greater West Bloomfield area. And now, let's dive into The Splash. Welcome to The Splash. I'm your host, Sheena Monnin, and as always, thank you for joining us. Sometimes getting active outside is just the medicine we need. Here in West Bloomfield, we have plenty of trails to do just that. Splash reporter Ryan Younglove has the story.
The last week of September was Michigan Trails Week. As the weather gets colder and fall approaches, Michigan trails become a popular destination for exercise and leisure close to home. Here in the greater West Bloomfield, residents can continue to celebrate Michigan Trails Week by visiting some of our area's beautiful trails. Drake Sports Park, Marshbank Park, Town Hall, and the West Bloomfield Trail are all places you can come along with friends and family and enjoy hiking, biking, fishing, and many more activities to partake in on these beautiful trails that are a great symbol of our vast natural land. For more information on the greater West Bloomfield trails, please visit the Michigan Department of Natural Resources page at www.michigan.gov/DNR. This has been Ryan Younglove reporting for The Splash.
And if you would like more information on how you can stay active outside on one of our local trails, visit civiccentertv.com/WBTrails. Construction continues to progress here in West Bloomfield. Samana Sheik has the story.
The end of construction season is almost here, yet safety is still a concern. I interviewed Byron Turnquist from the West Bloomfield Fire Department to talk more about this issue. Powers Road intersection will remain closed for approximately 3 weeks. Because of this road closure, residents need to be aware of their surroundings and maintain safe driving.
The road's open during construction, so we ask that everybody please allow extra time while they're traveling through the township. Plan ahead, try to know exactly where you're going and be aware of your surroundings. Paying attention to where you may be turning into businesses to make sure that there is a driveway there and there's not a drop-off where the road has been removed. And then also part of being aware of your surroundings is paying attention, listening for sirens that may be trying to get through the area, whether it's a police officer or a fire truck.
The detour for Powers Road is Daly Road to Maple Road to Orchard Lake Road and vice versa. With all residents driving on the newly paved lanes on the east side of Orchard Lake Road, traffic flow can become slow.
Just one lane right now, and I know that Orchard Lake is heavily populated and that there's a million different shops on the road that you can turn into, but you just gotta remember that people behind you don't know you want to turn unless you let them know.
The Powers Road intersection should be open by the end of this month, and behind the curb restorations should also begin. Remember, the best place to get your local construction and traffic updates is The Splash. This is Samana Sheik reporting for Civic Center TV.
We look forward to the benefits that will come from the conclusion of the construction. If you'd like to stay up to date on all the latest traffic reports within West Bloomfield, you can visit wbtownship.org and click on the Road Construction Updates tab on their homepage. Still to come, we learn why West Bloomfield was named one of the safest cities in our country and a new episode of Sidewalk Talk.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV. And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Welcome back to The Splash. I'm your host, Sheena Monnin. Recently, West Bloomfield was named one of the safest cities in America. I stopped by Town Hall and the police station to find out why. When it comes to safety within a community, several factors contribute to that success. In West Bloomfield, recently making a nationwide list of top 10 safest cities is no accident.
We have a superlative police department, and they are proactive. They don't sit at corners. They don't wait in parking lots. They're driving around, and they're looking for anything that seems untoward or that should not be in that area. Our residents are very vigilant. If they see something out of place, if they hear something that is unusual, they'll contact the police department.
I attribute that to all the hard work that all the men and women of the West Bloomfield Police Department do to contribute towards that in the community. You know, public safety is everyone's concern. It's everyone's responsibility. But I think it's the efforts that the West Bloomfield Police Department does in our positive, our community relations, all the things that we do. We're a part of almost everything that goes on here in the township.
It is that type of strong presence and willingness to be there at a moment's notice that will continue to keep West Bloomfield safe.
Part of what we do is our outreach with the community and the citizens that, look, there are eyes and ears out in the community, and we rely on them. You know what, and who belongs in your neighborhood. If you see a suspicious person or a suspicious vehicle or a circumstance, I always tell people don't set the bar too high on when you call us, because we would rather come out on 99 false alarms than ever not be there the one time that you really do need us or the time that we should be there. And we're very proud to be able to service such a supportive community.
By working together, we can continue to keep West Bloomfield on the list of safest cities in America. It's always good to hear what the experts have to say on keeping our cities safe. For more information on West Bloomfield's Safe City Honor, visit civiccentertv.com/safestcity. Now it's time for another episode of Sidewalk Talk, where Samana Sheik spoke to Greater West Bloomfield residents to find out why they enjoy autumn in Michigan.
The leaves are starting to change, and fall is upon us. West Bloomfield, what is your favorite thing about the fall season?
Changing of the leaves, easy.
They're just so beautiful.
Yes, that's one thing I love about Michigan. You can't beat it.
Yes, as soon as it turned cold, there's where I'm at. I'm going to be going cider milling this weekend.
One, I can camouflage because I have red hair, and that's very important to me. Another, the Franklin Cider Mill opens, and that's always been a family tradition.
Going up north.
That is so nice. And what about up north makes you love it so much?
We have some property, do some four-wheeler riding up there and just getting away from down here.
My very favorite is the beautiful colors of the trees as they go through temperature changes. I just can't wait to see all of the different colors in everyone's neighborhood.
Fall in Michigan football.
We're doing it right now, watching football.
That's awesome. What is your favorite team?
Well, outside of West Bloomfield, we're going to have to go with Michigan State Spartans.
Franklin's Orchard. It's really nice. Love the donuts and the hot cider.
I like picking apples. That's really fun with my buddies and stuff. Haunted houses. Just Halloween in general is just a fun time. I like it.
It's actually football season for me. That's my favorite thing. My husband is an NFL referee, and so we get really big into the NFL season, and we're traveling a lot and having a lot of fun. So
fall is upon us. What is your favorite thing about the fall?
Fall is my birthday month in November. Me and my husband's birthday on the same day, so it's great.
Deer hunting and being in the woods and walleye fishing and pulling the docks out of our lake and raking leaves and mowing.
Probably that it's a little bit cooler and the colors are always beautiful.
The weather cools down on the trees, and I go to all the Michigan football games.
Probably the color of the leaves when they change and Halloween.
The mazes, the corn mazes, and apple cider mills, and donuts, and the crisp air, and the start of school, and not having to turn on the air conditioning at night, and new clothes for school, and I could go on and on.
Great job, West Bloomfield. Without you, there wouldn't be Sidewalk Talk.
Lots of ways to enjoy fall in Michigan. And if you'd like to see some of our other fun and interesting questions on the show, you can do so anytime and anywhere by visiting our website at civiccentertv.com/sidewalktalk. And now it's time for our Civic Center event update, where we provide you with all the latest that's happening around Greater West Bloomfield. And if you'd like to stay up to date on all of the following current events yourself, you can visit civiccentertv.com/events. Let's get started. The Southeast Michigan Council of Governments is running a regional survey seeking input from Southeast Michigan residents to help develop a long-range transportation plan for the region. The results of this survey will help form the 2045 Regional Transportation Plan for Southeast Michigan, leading billions of dollars of investments in our area's transportation infrastructure and operations. To take the survey, please visit simcog.org/RTP. Solicitors will be canvassing in West Bloomfield over the next several months. Comcast is canvassing now through November 10th on Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Active Environmental is also canvassing now through November 24th, Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Please be advised that these solicitors are approved to be canvassing in the area. For more information, please contact the West Bloomfield Clerk's Office at 248-451-4848. In honor of the 500th anniversary of the Protestant Reformation, Orchard Lake Community Church will have a series of 6 guest lecturers on the topic of Reformation, exploring a movement that changed the world. Learn more about the Christian Reformation and its impact on the world 500 years after Martin Luther started it all. This event is taking place on October 5th at Orchard Lake Community Church from 7:15 p.m. until 8:30 p.m. There is no charge to attend, but you can register at Orchard Lake Church. The next installment of an ongoing adult skill building class on the topic of addiction is being held in the Henry Ford Maple Grove Center on October 6th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. at Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital. Come learn about how you can spot the signs of addiction in family members and what you can do to help them. This is a free program and no registration is required to attend this event. Wine novices and enthusiasts alike will enjoy the 5th annual Taste of Keego Harbor and wine tasting happening on October 6th from 6:15 until 9 p.m. at Santia Hall in Keego Harbor. Tickets cost $20 and include food and wine. You'll get to sample food from local restaurants, including appetizers, main dishes, desserts, and, of course, wine. Tickets can be purchased from the Keego Harbor City Hall from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. daily. Tickets are also sold at Gino's Restaurant from noon until 9:30 p.m. daily. Book lovers won't want to miss the Friends of the West Bloomfield Township Public Library used book sale happening on October 6th from 7 till 9 p.m., October 7th from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m., and Sunday, October 8th from noon till 5 p.m. at the West Bloomfield Public Library. Come see a variety of books available for purchase at a reduced price in every imaginable genre. Books sold are in good condition. No registration is required. Stop by any time during the sale. You do not have to be a member of the West Bloomfield Public Library to purchase books from the sale. The Orchard Lake Museum is having a fundraiser trunk sale on October 8th from 1 to 4 p.m. in the parking lot of the Orchard Lake Museum. Come see what treasures you can find during the Treasures in the Trunk sale and open house. There is no charge to attend, and if you are interested in offering some of your unique treasures for sale, you can contact Sue via email, sue@gwbhs.org, and secure a table for your items. The West Bloomfield Fire Department is hosting its open house on October 8th from noon until 3 p.m. Stop at Fire Station Number 1 off of Orchard Lake Road to teach the community about what firefighters do every day. This open house is kid-friendly and has information appealing to both children and adults. You can learn about firefighter equipment, fire safety, avoiding hazards, and even see demonstrations by our local firefighters. This event is free and no registration is required. Bring the whole family out to Marshbank Park on October 14th from noon until 4 p.m. for the Fall Fest. This event is free and no registration is required. However, if your child is interested in a pony ride or the quad bungee trampoline, there is a cost for those activities. Other free activities include hay rides, petting farm, balloon animals, live music, fall crafts, and more. For more information, you can visit www.wbparks.org/fall. And that's all for now. However, if you're looking to find even more events going on in your neighborhood, then be sure to follow us at civiccentertv.com/events and look up our events calendar, or watch us here for more information on everything going on in the greater West Bloomfield area. As we head into the break, stay tuned, because afterwards I'll be talking with Kathy Sheiko, chairperson for our local Blessings in a Backpack organization.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV. And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Welcome back to The Splash. I'm Sheena Monnin, and here with me on the show this week is Kathy Sheiko, the chairperson of our local Blessings in a Backpack organization. Kathy, thank you for stopping by. You've done so many amazing things in your life, and I would like for us to focus on one particular organization or cause that you're very passionate about that most people watching maybe have never heard of. Can you tell us about Blessings in a Backpack?
I sure can. Blessings in a Backpack was started in West Bloomfield in 2012 by myself and 3 other parents from the Green Sheiko School. I found out about it from another Blessings in a Backpack coordinator in the Avondale schools. Avondale was the first school district in the state to have Blessings in a Backpack. And it came about in the year 2004 from a teacher in Louisville, Kentucky. She saw kids coming to school on Mondays. They were out of sorts, they were grumpy, and she began to tie them in with the same boys and girls who were on free and reduced lunch. So she worked with a gentleman named Stan Curtis, and they partnered with Meyer, and the first Blessings in a Backpack chapter was started. Since then, it has gone school by school, district by district across the country. It's now in 45 states. It services about 20,000 students, but again, done all by volunteers. In West Bloomfield, we have approximately 1,800 boys and girls that qualify for free and reduced lunch of K-12. Of those, about 280, at least last year, signed up for Blessings in a Backpack. It's a program where on Wednesdays we pack meals to go home on Fridays, 6 non-perishable meals. The boys and girls take them home on Fridays, and they have something to eat on the weekends. These are boys and girls that on Mondays through Fridays come to school, they have free lunch, they have free breakfast. They go home on the weekends, and oftentimes there's no food.
Wow, it's so hard sometimes to realize that's happening around us, because it's something that isn't very often talked about. Yeah. Now, tell me a little bit about some of the personal experiences that you've had with this, some of the stories that you've heard to kind of drive home how important and imperative this really is.
Well, first, I think we need to talk about the fact that 21% of the kids in the United States live under the poverty level. You compare that to the United Kingdom and France, and their percentage is 10%. Very telling right then about what's happening to our boys and girls. 1 out of 6 are hungry. In Michigan, 33% of the boys and girls are on free and reduced lunch. 30% of Oakland County, 13% in the West Bloomfield schools. So it's important for us to remember that in this country, no child should go hungry. And some of the stories are heart-wrenching. There was a story that a woman told me who was a volunteer for Blessings, not in our district, but in another one. And a little girl was talking about her tuna sandwich. Her dad gave her the best tuna sandwiches. And she says, but I don't get them anymore. And she said, well, where did he get them from? She said he got them in the dumpster behind the hospital. And she said, well, why don't you get them anymore? And she said, because now I have blessings in a backpack and I take food home on the weekends. A little girl, knowing that her father is dumpster diving to get her a tuna sandwich. A little boy who said to his teacher, when I get my juice box, I know somebody cares about me. And a story that occurred right here in West Bloomfield was a little second grade girl, and she was in class, and they were doing this lesson. I used to think, and now I know. And so the teacher was verbally taking the boys and girls through that exercise. And a little boy said, I used to think that spiders were insects, and now I know that they're arachnids. And another little girl said, well, I used to not understand why I needed a comma or a period at the end of a sentence, and now I understand why I need to have that before I start my next sentence. And a little girl turned to her teacher and said, I used to think I'd go home on the weekend and be hungry, but now I know there'll be a bag of food in my locker on Fridays. At which point the teacher had to stop the lesson because she was in tears.
That's beautiful, absolutely.
It's very telling. And we really have no understanding, even though we think we do, of what it is to worry about where your next meal is coming from when you're 7 years old.
Yeah, absolutely. And what you're doing is so important to shape that feeling of safety as well for those kids. Now, this is an amazing organization. Do you have plans for expansion in West Bloomfield in the future?
We are hoping to get to our middle schools in the near future. That's our goal. Our volunteers are working very hard to make that happen. We try to have fundraisers. We apply for grants to get the money that we need. And I think I mentioned it's $100 a child to purchase the food that we need for 40 weekends. So that we do plan to expand in the future.
That's really exciting. And for those watching who are feeling like me, like I want to do something to help, what other ways can people help? Obviously donations are first and foremost of the importance on your list, but what else can we do to reach out and help?
We're always looking for volunteers to help with our fundraisers, volunteers to give us ideas for fundraisers, but we also pack every Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock at Abbott Middle School. We have a cadre of probably 25 volunteers, but they come and go. They leave in the wintertime. Somebody might have a vacation coming up. So we're always happy to entertain and have people come at any time. Sometimes they might not have as much to do as other times, but sometimes we'll be very, very busy. So that would be a great way for people to help get this program to continue.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you for stopping by. We really appreciate it. And once again, everyone, Kathy Sheiko from Blessings in a Backpack. Now let's head over to another of our recurring segments called Parenting on the Go, where I sat down with Rabbi Yarden Blumstein, Program Director of You Matter. Hello and welcome to Parenting on the Go. I'm Sheena Monnin, and joining me this episode is Rabbi Yarden Blumstein, Director of Friendship Circles Teen Division and Program Director of the You Matter program. Rabbi Blumstein, thanks for stopping by with us here today. I'm excited to learn more about what You Matter is, so let's go ahead and start there. For those watching, what is You Matter?
So You Matter is a campaign to empower teens in two ways. The first way is that you matter, which means that it's unconditional of everything that you accomplish. I think really a lot of teens feel that they need to accomplish something in order to matter, be it getting into the right school, getting the right grades, accomplishing sports, a job, etc. And we want to let them know that they matter regardless of their accomplishments.
Wow, yeah, absolutely. That sounds really important.
And the second piece of that is that if you see your teen struggling, you see your friend struggling, there's something you can do about it. You matter. Don't just push it off. Don't just say someone else is going to deal with it. You matter, get involved, start a conversation, and get them help.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, there's a very special thing called You Matter Week. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is?
Sure. So You Matter Week is where we go into a school for a week and create an atmosphere of living life on life's terms. And we try to accomplish a lot of different things in regards to that, from combating the stigma, those in isolation, empowering them, respecting them, and trying to create an atmosphere that each student should know that they really do matter. And last year we were in West Bloomfield High School, and this year we're in the Three Walled Lakes as well as West Bloomfield High School. And different things that happened during that week is from hallway decoration contests to essay campaigns, as well as a teacher TED Talks, where teachers do get up and share snippets of their own stories. I think it's really empowering for a student to see their teacher get up and say, I had struggles, I had challenges, and I overcame them. I think a lot of people live today with this social media perfection where we only see the perfection of others, and seeing that there are challenges out there, that there are ways to deal with those challenges and there's tools for living life is really empowering to people.
Yeah, for sure. It sounds like it. Now, I'm wondering as a community member, what can I do to help?
I think the biggest thing anyone can do is get involved in the conversation. I think that silence is really defeating to those who are struggling, and getting involved in the conversation is so empowering. Be it if someone comes into someone's store and they say, hey, you matter, I know this is going on this week and I want to empower you, to parents with their children talking about it, talking to teachers, getting involved in the conversation is so empowering. And the other thing is they can learn things about it. They can learn what they can do from coming to our website or getting involved in different organizations around town. They can learn how they can get involved in that conversation.
Speaking about conversations, there's this concept called Safe Talk. How does that tie into You Matter?
Safe Talk is from LivingWorks, and it's one of the tools that we work with. And Safe Talk is a 3-hour training that we highly recommend and we offer that people can take and learn how to identify that someone is struggling, what they can do about it, and then how to pass them off to different resources that will totally help. And it's a very basic, straightforward training that people should really take and get involved in. We're promoting in the schools, and the schools are trying to build it into different parts of their programming, from sports teams to different groups or clubs or NHS, etc. But really, it's open to anybody who would like to get involved in the conversation. And that being said, this is being brought to us by the Kukas Foundation, which is really working to open these conversations. They're really wanting people to get identified earlier and get the help they need sooner, and we're really thankful to them for allowing us to bring this conversation to the community.
Yes, it sounds really important, and I really love the concept of You Matter. Thanks for stopping by and sharing that with us today. And thank you all for joining us for this episode of Parenting on the Go. If you would like to look up more helpful parenting tips, then visit the West Bloomfield Youth Assistance website at wbyouthassistance.org. Always important to remember to validate others. For more episodes of Parenting on the Go, visit civiccentertv.com/parentingonthego. Now it's time for our final segment on The Splash, called Person of the Week, where we recognize those within the community who are either inspiring or providing toward others. And this week's recipient is Jason George, founding organizer of Keiko Harbor Skate and Activity Night. Jason George is a well-known figure for attendees of Keiko Harbor's annual Skate and Activity Night, a popular event that brings the community and law enforcement together, encouraging interaction between city residents and its leaders. Thanks to Jason's tireless commitment to making the event fun, he also works with other organizers to keep the event both modern and relevant to the current interests of the city's residents, both young and old. For the past 17 years, Jason has been working alongside Team Keiko and the Keiko Harbor Police Department to create a safe, family-friendly environment for the event. Through his dedication over the past nearly 2 decades, this annual event has not only enjoyed growth in its number of attendees, but also in the amount of fun activities the event offers. Jason brings people of all ages and backgrounds together for a positive experience they won't soon forget. And that is why Jason George is our Person of the Week. And if you happen to know someone who is providing a service to their community, then let us know by sending an email to The Splash at civiccentertv.com. We want to congratulate those who are making a difference in our area, and we appreciate all of your suggestions. And that's going to do it for us this week, but remember, you can watch new episodes of The Splash every Monday or throughout the week for replays. You can also watch every episode online at civiccentertv.com. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook under Civic Center TV 15, YouTube at Civic Center TV 15, and on Twitter at Civic Center TV for more information. For all of our friends in Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, Keiko Harbor, and West Bloomfield, I'm Sheena Monnin. Thank you for watching The Splash.